welcome to the Robin's Nest. I am Ashley Robin, and today we're going to get into some vocal agility practice. So one of the folks in my Nest community requested that we go over this particular run from H.E.R.'s Tiny Desk performance. I think it was like 7 years ago, but the vocals still stand the test of time. Now, I'm not going to put the Tiny Desk performance in this video because I don't want to get any, copyright stuff happening, but I'll definitely link the video in the description below. It starts at about the 17-minute mark. You can check it out when she does it, but that is the run that we're going to be practicing together today. If you need a more extensive warm-up, please go and seek one out. I have tons of them on my channel, and there are, of course, warm-ups galore out there. It's not hard to find a warm-up, but just make sure that you are warmed up. Make sure your voice is ready to go. Don't do anything I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? All right, so this run, as I said, is at minute 17 of H.E.R.'s Tiny Desk performance. This is from about 7 years ago. This is at the end of her song, Focus, okay? And there's this moment where her and her background vocalist do this really cool trading back and forth. And so we're going to take the run that H.E.R. does, and we're going to break it down. And I highly recommend, if you've never heard it before, go listen to it real quick, then come right back. Listening to this run, the first thing that we want to notice is what is the makeup of the run? What is it built out of? And for the most part, this run is largely minor pentatonic. Our tonal center right now is C#. I feel like there's some major minor play going on, but we don't need to get into that right now. And so H.E.R. is using the C# minor pentatonic scale. Yeah, sing that with me. Right? Ooh, right. Have you ever heard that pattern of notes? And when people, start to do runs and they're, getting real soulful with it, right? This is usually the scale that's the go-to, right? The minor pentatonic scale. And of course, we call it the pentatonic scale because it only has 5 notes. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different notes in this scale. Then we start again here. Now, if we compare it to a minor scale, essentially what we have is 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. Okay, that is how the minor pentatonic scale is built if you compare it to the minor scale. If you compare it to the major scale, however, right, it really is just like a permutation of the major pentatonic scale. So essentially you can think of it also as being 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. All right, so if you're going from the major scale, it's 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. If you're thinking of it from the minor scale and like the minor 1 is 1 for you, you can think of it as 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. Okay, but ooh, that's what we're working with. All right, so we want to break the run down. It's got sections. Right? So we got this little cascading thing that happens. She's going like, right? We get to the bottom of that little skip right down. Then we get this funky thing that she does in the middle. It's really great because it really teases the ear. It's like, am I hearing what I think I'm hearing? And essentially, yeah, we are hearing what we think we're hearing, right? She does not use the flat 3 in this part. She actually goes to the major 3. She raises the 3. What would have been like E, 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 right? It becomes E, 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 right? And it sounds really cool because she's putting a major third right next to a minor pentatonic. So it sounds like super funky, super like, oh, right? And so again, this is why you hang around the Robin's Nest. We like to really study the scales that are being used in these runs because that's what makes them so much easier. But that's also what makes us able to use them in ways that we want to use them, right? We don't want it to just be, okay, whenever I hear her at the end of the tiny desk when she's finishing up with focus, I can do the run with her. That's not the goal. That is not the goal. The goal is that you have something that you can practice and bring into your own vocabulary. So let me get off my soapbox. You know I can stay there for a while. The final part of this run is pretty much just like a jog down and then back up on the minor pentatonic scale again, right? So we're dealing with patterns here at the beginning, right? Right? Then we get that little thing in the middle, that D, 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 right? And then we do a scalar movement, right? So it's da ga da ga da ga da ga da, right? We're just going down and then back up on the minor pentatonic scale, all right? So let's practice the different sections. I think we can get it in 2 sections. I feel like the little part where she puts the major 3 next to the I think we can keep those together, okay? But the first half we'll do alone, and then we'll practice the second half, right? So let's get some drums in here. You know how we do. All right. Okay, wanted to find something similar. And just for your information, right now we are at 70 beats per minute, and that's where we're going to start, right? So this is our tonal sound. Put yourself in the key with me. Right? It's kind of like a D flat minor, C sharp minor feel. All right, so we're gonna start with the first half of the run. All right, we're doing a minor pentatonic pattern, okay? So it's E, E, right? And we're gonna come down the same way, right? So we got E, E, E. Let's start slow. All right, again. E, E, E. Right, E, E, E. Those are the notes. Let's do it again. E, E, E. All right, then we're gonna come down in the pattern, right? So E, 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 E. Let's try that again. And E, 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 E. Yeah. 2 more times. E, 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 E. One more time. E, 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 E. Now we're gonna finish it out. Get to the bottom, right? E, 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 E. Okay, let's do it again. E, 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 E. Again. E, 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 E. Yeah, one more time. E, 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 E. All right, cool. So we got the first half of the run. Let's work on the second half. So like we said, we can pull us back in this tonal center, right? When she does that second part, it's like she's throwing in a major 3 and then going back to the minor pentatonic scale, which is just, you know, delicious, right? So let's practice that, right? Because we might feel inclined to go like E, 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 because we've been in the minor pentatonic scale, but she's actually going E, 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 right? It's not quite as clean as the piano makes it seem. It's a lot funkier, right? E, 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 E. It's so fast, right? But it's there, so we have to honor the note that she's actually using, right? So again, we might want to stick with that flat third, but we need to lean into this major third there, right, in order to do it accurately, right? All right, so let's just run that little part right there, right? So E, 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 right? Do that. E, E, E. A couple more times. E, E, E. E, E, E. We're on E's, right? I think she might use some other mouth shapes in it, but it's really largely an E. It's an E run. Okay, so a couple more times, and then we're gonna add the pentatonic ascent and descent, or the descending, ascending pentatonic thing. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. The funky major, right? E, E, E. Again. E, E, E. Again. E, E, E. Last time. E, E, E. Right? Okay. So now let's connect it to the rest of the run. The rest of the run, like I said, it's a jog down the minor pentatonic scale and then a jog back up, right? So, E, 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 right? Let's just practice doing that walk down and up. Let's do it slow first. So we're gonna go. Hum it or do it on a na na na, right? Na 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 na. Couple more times at this slow pace. Na 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 na. I'm gonna put it back into a hum personally. Okay, now to get it actually in the time that it's in, right, we got to go a bit faster than that, right? So it's more of a I can't play that fast. 6, 5, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Right? Got it? E, E, E. All right, so if we connect it to the little funky major thing, all right, we're gonna get a really cool effect. All right, so we got E, 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 E. Notice the time as well. It's swaggy. Right? We've been doing it very on the beat, right? But it's really not, right? So, E, 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 right? E, 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 E. Got it? All right. So let's take just the let's take that. Let's move that around a little bit, right? So we can get used to it. And so we're gonna start in the original key. We're gonna move up, then we're gonna move back down, so we get it real nice and ingrained in our inner ear, right? So we got E, E, E. Let's go up. E, E, E. Up. E, E, E. Let's go up. E, E, E. Let's change the vowel. Let's do an ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's take it up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Take it up. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's go back down. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That one had a minor 3, my bad. Let's do it again. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Take it down. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Go down. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And take it down. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yep. Ooh, ooh, ooh. sloppy, but you know, that's what we're practicing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, and we're home. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let's go one down. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right. Are we ready to put it together? It's too bad if you're not. You can always watch it again and practice from the top. But let's put the whole thing together now in the original key. And we'll move it around. Right? So let's see if we can do it. Here we go. It's E. First note is an E at the top, so it's like a E. That's the first note, right? Here we go. 5, 6, 7, and E, 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 E. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. E, 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 You know what it is? It's actually harder to do it slow. But let's take it up. Let's take it up. Okay, cool. Let's go back down. And back home. Okay, I think it's time to push the tempo. All right, so we've been in 70. Let's try it at 75. Okay, we're gonna try to get ourselves to the point where it kind of feels like where H.E.R was at. I don't think we're that far away, honestly. Okay, but here we are. Back home. It's a little bit faster now. Okay, so some things you want to remember are make sure that you're supporting your sound. Make sure that you are, sitting or standing in such a way that supports, the airflow that you need in order to accomplish this. Take a good substantive breath. The vowel that we're using right now is E, and we're actually making use of accents. Don't forget your accents. So it's E, 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 E. I don't know if that was helpful, but really try to lean into your accent. That makes this a lot easier to do. Okay, so E. That's the first note. We're going faster. And 5, 6, 5, 6. Let's do it. Okay, let's take it up. Swag it out. Let's go up. Cool. Let's take it back down. All right. I'm doing my best. I want you to do your best too. Try not to move your head. Just try. Okay? It's okay to move your head a little bit, but if you're moving your jaw and your face excessively, you're actually working against yourself. So it's all right if you move it a little. It's not a bad thing. It's not the worst thing in the world. We know the best singers in the world move their head when they run. Like we know. But but if you do it too much, it can get in the way. So let's do it. We're here. All right, we're still at 75 beats per minute. We're gonna push it in a moment. All right, push it 5 more BPM, but here we are back home. Let's do it. And let's push the tempo. Now we're going to 80. Okay. All right, just a little bit faster, but it definitely matters. Like, it definitely counts. I feel like we're either at H.E.R.'s tempo or we're very, very close. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. And let's take it up. Do you notice it's a little easier now that we're going faster? Let's take it up. That wasn't clean on my part, but whatever. Let's go up. Let's take it back down. Going down. And use your body, involve your body. Going down. Right? So what do I mean by that? I mean that when we're doing runs, if we're not careful, they can become very shallow, right? We're just doing them from the chest up or from the throat up, and we're not really involving our entire body. So really make sure that you're breathing well, that you're supporting your sound by standing or sitting, straight, right? And just try to lean into that support when you do the run. It might feel easy enough to do just, in a surface way, but really try to dig in so that you can get through the entire run and do it accurately. Nice. Okay, so we did it. We did our vocal agility, brought to you by H.E.R. and viewers like you. But no, seriously, that run was suggested by somebody who is in the Nest community. They made a post in the community and they said, hey, this would be a really fun run to try. And I said, consider it done. So I hope you had as much fun as I did. And so until next time, I am Ashley Robin. You've been chilling with me in the Robin's Nest. Comment and let me know if there are any other runs out there that you would like to try in a future video. If you want to break it down and practice them with me, hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you never miss anything from the Robin's Nest. And I'll see y'all again very, very soon. Bye, everybody.